hating on me, can't cry enough. Longing all day for the freedom. I got some enemies more than just eat them. They don't understand it, he told you in Peter. Trying to get back to the garden of Eden.
This the last show, the righteous judge standing at the door. 6 rings on me. Like MJ, 2/3 got to go. Double honors, we a flock of kings. Great light shining on the earth. The laws of Yah can't cut the corners. Tree of life is not a stain on us. Watch me whip a chariot. BHI, they put the blame on us. The Bible is a weapon. And you know we always got that thing on us. Who gon' rise up for the king? Chain me faster than an eye can blink. Redeem me from Edom. These last days ain't no time to faint. Yup.
Big things popping. What time the great whore dying and them bombs need dropping. Most high about to switch a noodle, go Alfredo on them pastas. Cooking coons in the month of June, they can't barbecue like Papa. What you must forgot about Sodom, don't give me no lip. Especially if you send me on ships. Sauce, I don't need no chips, cherry is gon' dip. Coons in October, that's it. New Jerusalem, that's this.
Gotta run it back, that's a hit. Backslide on the God, get your wig split. Nation gon' die, it's over, that's it. Babylon burning like a torch that lit. Watch it turn, it's the last trump. Bombs dropping like a bass drum. 10,000 at my right. And in the 7th trump, thy kingdom come. Don't get caught on the heathen side and lose your chance on the holy bride. Destroying Edom and knowledge pride. After 1,000 years, he gon' fry.
He sent smoke. Please don't choke. You need prophets. OJ, no pope. Hope they caught it off the ropes. Truth, I bought it. Baghdad, hope.
This world cold. Let my soul glow. Wisdom twofold. Please save my soul. Auction blocks my forefathers. Soul, the greatest comeback. Legends of old.
Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Hey, I'm a workaholic, boy, don't play with me. Hey, no breaks, do this till the death of me. I'm with Elohim, careful what you say to me. Better watch your tongue. We been the chosen ones, I heard you claim to be. Yeah. What do you got, hey, what do you got? What do you got, cause talk is cheap. What do you got, you see me sick. Yeah, we got that remedy. What do you got, hey, what do you got? Heard you got that kill for me. What do you got, cause I need help. What do you got, cause talk is cheap. So I dedicate to do this every week. Yeah, we not moving corners, so they thinking that we weak. Yeah. Never get it twisted, ayy, don't sleep. We the sanctified, we pull up to your hood to clean the sheet. Yeah, and I'm blessed.
We actually have
a on the crest. Yeah, all I do is raving, praying for the rest. To the east, from the west, on a quest, never rest. About that work, dog, about it, I'm obsessed. Yeah, Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake 'em down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock.
Hit the block, make it hot, they be shocked, that's a wop. Watch a doctor, head chop, body drop, get the mop, this a jam, this a bop, for the flock, top of top, how much love, that's a lot, on the quest, not a yacht, got a Glock, it don't pop, that's a prop, nigga stop, ain't no fear in the mirror, check your spirit watch, we just pick a corner, we any money more, from here to California, we pull up at it's a corner, kamikaze sliding like conveyor bells, if you try to play the prophet, you gon' play yourself, Saturday to day, we on the way with hell. Big soldier, we take orders like okay, what else? Check the stats, all facts, never cap. We be everywhere we at, on the map, in the trap. Me and Ja, back to back, boots black, script strap. Whistles with that this and that. Friday night, take a nap. We wake up, it's a wrap.
Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake 'em down. We go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake him down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Sabbath morning, rise and shine, hit the block, make it hot, shake him down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock. Friday night, gotta rest, in the morning, hit the block, shake him down, we go at it till about 4 or 5 o'clock. Warfare, got my gear, I'm prepared for the op, and we talking how we walk it, yeah, that's just how we rock.
Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. Check. Burn it. You know he gon' burn it down. Turn it. We gon' turn this world upside down. Burn it. You know we gon' burn it down. Turn it. We gon' turn this world upside down.
You know we gon' burn it down. Turn the world up and down. Why they won't hurt me now? Why they won't hurt me? You know we gon' burn it down. Turn the world up and down. Why they won't hurt me now? Why they won't hurt me?
No time to be simple, cause we getting real close to the end. Remember how Christ turned tables in the temple? Well, he coming back to turn tables again. Isaiah 6:15 said he coming with fire, and his chariots like a whirlwind. He don't want hugs and kisses, he want blood and vengeance for the way that you dealt with his kin. Sweet chariot, swing low. No more getting treated like a Negro. Right now, this is Esau's kingdom, but real soon we gon' take it like don't even get a chance to surrender. Wave your white flag, we gon' burn it right with you. Better have fun right now, cause you up right now. But when Christ come, we gon' turn it upside down.
You know we gon' burn it down. Turn the world up and down. Why they won't hurt me now? Why they won't hurt me? You know we gon' burn it down. Turn the world up and down. Why they won't hurt me now? Why they won't hurt me?
Yeah, I never back, no retreat. Nah, always surviving the heat. Yeah, you shoot me down in the street. Hold up, I came with many, we deep. Yeah, 144 deep. Man, I done came with a fleet. Got all my brothers with me. Yeah, I know you smelling defeat. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. Yeah, all of my brothers gon' eat. All of my brothers elite. Yeah, I be facing the east. Wisdom and knowledge increase. Yeah, you got a minute and seconds. God is releasing the beast. Yeah, your time is up on a lease. I just pull up for the rent. Give me that. Don't be expecting no grace. Nah, you get no chance to repent. Yeah, my haters looking so bent. They see me flexing my strength. We came from nothing to something. Now I'm 100%. Yeah, prophets you cannot prevent. Nah, they making many attempts. Nah, we gon' leave more than a dent. You do not know the extent. You are just not in my league. I don't care what you believe. Don't let the devil deceive. Me winning is what I perceive. Victory, I do my dance. Enemies don't get a chance. Superior, I'm too advanced. I'm way up, you looking like ants. Failure is not in my plans. Enemies don't get a chance. Superior, I'm too advanced. I'm way up, you looking like ants. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers gon' eat. All of my 12. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers gon' eat. All of my brothers gon' eat.
Not bombs, not swords, not might, not force. This fight, not mine, not yours. My Lord, 5 finna work like July 4th. I'ma have lockjaw when it pop off. Wisdom of Solomon 5-1, like that's what. I thought we getting down to the wire, this a nail biter. I'm a Harlem hellfighter, dipped in hellfire. Touch my mind, anointed to the time appointed. And even then, do it gently or it's my condolence. My slave owners went from 5 to Gamma to the third stanza of the Star Spangled Banner. And made statues stand tall like they all royal. All I'm seeing is a charbroiled gargoyle. How y'all got the art of war and it's off at night? The national anthem sound like a toilet flushing. And my enemy blood gushing from bone rushing. French kids kick at death, Tim's tongue touching. In World War III, that's another joke. Seen the king decked in green, dipped in thunderbolts. With the words of the law that the brother spoke, wasn't nothing left there but a puff of smoke.
I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers gon' eat. All of my. I know you smelling defeat. You gon' be kissing my feet. All of my brothers gon' eat.
Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Yeah. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us
Break us up, they won't try that. Seeing us in love, make them mad, they won't riot. Our love still new caterpillar, it ain't fly yet. I wanna be on one accord with you. Corey and Topanga trying to see the world with you. Who knew we catch spectacular love? Who knew that you be bigging me up? They talking bad, but you don't let them say none. They don't know that when they see us both, they really see one. They ain't know we shine bright, we like the moon and the sun. And fun times keep your lovely smile bubbling up. A man and a wife agreeing, this could really be love. Discord, you ain't never been a fan of that stuff. A good portion, you exactly what the script speaking of. Prize possession, godly blessing. Stop traffic with your modest dressing. Correction, you ain't never had a problem accepting. Yeah,
Let not man
I'm
put
praying that
us
you getting this message, babe.
together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Yeah. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever.
Y'all know I'm kinda new to this, but
Let not man put us
I drive dead before I drive through a knee and propose. I'd rather stand before the body, say we is betrothed. You can never kill the vibe when it's equally yoked. Went to a pillar of rest from sleeping alone first. I was cold-hearted getting frostbit. She had her guard up, but got a locksmith. Then we took time to get counsel and got married. And now we going half on the profit. This forever. Let not man put his hand, it's getting severed. I used to feel grand, now I feel even better as a hedge and protector. I appreciate your effort as a wife and a helper in a state. You find a new way to say you love me every day. Whether it's a play or a fast when you pray. For God to keep me safe. Say.
Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Yeah. Let not man put us together. What God joined was made to last forever. Let not man put us
Yeah. Dream team. Banjo bites in out the area. Okay. 100 to my last day. Before I hit the streets, always gotta pray. Run up to the spot, on a block, put the work non-stop. Make it hot all day, let it spray. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah. Me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare. Strapped up, came up out the whip. Then we marched to the spot, on the block, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip. Might be a one up, came up out the whip, then we marched to the spot on the block, let it rip, let it rip.
I don't need a mic, I need a reader. Deep the block beater. We gon' put it down, no line, no need to. Shout out to the teachers. 2-man can't bring an Easter. Call it what you want. You gon' feel the heat out of Peter. If a heretic approach, we gon' beat him. Let's fall in line. Chairs turn the heat up on the meter. Think it's nothing, you ain't running from the reaper. Your mama ain't either. Or big bone Sheila. Running behind a woman, he gon' turn your ass to cedar. Bang, bang with it, if you need it, we gon' feed you. Ain't nothing to get instructions from the leaders. You ready for a change? Bring it to the people. Brothers standing bold, purple gold with no equals. Hold the damn line, that's a sign of a Hebrew. Ain't worried about his life, ready to die for this kingdom. Believe him.
Might be a one-way trip. Yeah, me and my brothers at the strip. Warfare, strapped up, came up out the whip, then we marched to the spot on the block, let it rip, let it rip. No fear, dog, get a grip, get a grip. Might be a one-way trip. Yeah, strapped up, came up out the whip, then we marched to the spot on the block, let it rip, let it rip. I miss a day, then I probably feel away. Rolling with the pack, so you know we on a way. Face like rocks, and the squad never play. And we got the block in a chokehold for the day. City gon' flood, cause we coming with the wave. Shout out to the elders for the way y'all pay. Double honors for the hard work, getting paid.
Sheesh. My people going to war. We bringing out the fire. Those heathens we ignore. Cause we know that they're liars. I'm reading in the we reading in the they reading in the
Shalom, brothers. Shalom, sisters. Most High Christ
shalom.
bless. It's Officer Lemuel. Y'all are tuned in the scripts. Reloaded. All praise to the Most High. Who I got on my left? Officer Shamar. Who I got on my right?
Officer Karim.
All praise to the Most High. Officer Yakub, he's still out on sick leave. So,
Yeah.
Lord's will, that brother gets better. I talked to him earlier.
You gonna be all right?
And, yeah, he gonna be all right. He good.
He-
He good.
he-
Just a
he-
little diarrhea. He good.
Okay,
He'll be
he ain't
all right.
begging for that shot, is he?
No, God, not
He
yet.
ain't contemplating
Not
yet, is
yet.
he?
Not yet. Not
Okay,
yet.
I ain't getting that, bro.
Don't do it.
I'm just playing on diarrhea a little bit, kinda.
That explosive diarrhea. Real violent. Gotta get
Hey,
better, bro.
So I got something for y'all. So I was in Little Rock this past Sabbath.
All praise.
Right.
All
It was
praise.
just a turnaround trip. We went down that Saturday, came back the same day.
Shout out to them boys in Little Rock.
Shout out to Little Rock, Officer Zara,
That's right.
Officer Baruch, and them brothers. They
Manuel,
doing
Jonah.
they doing big things out there. So all praise to the Most High for that. Yeah. So we was out there. We was on the road coming back. It had to be midnight ish, something like that. So I'm driving. I did the whole trip back. So I'd say the last maybe 40 minutes or so of the trip. I'm driving. I was listening to, mind you, these other two brothers was asleep. Shout out to Soldier Chazak and also Jediah. Jediah was awake. I'm sorry. Chazak was asleep the entire 9-hour round trip.
Come on.
But anyway, he did wake up to eat, so I'll give him that. He woke up and snacked a little bit. He passed back out.
Come on now, dog.
So it was just me. Officer Jediah was in the front. So I'm listening to Deacon Athon's class, Armies Above and Below, and we rolling. Because that class is like 3 hours and 40 some odd minutes.
Some hidden history.
Yeah, no.
Different?
No, it was Army. It was a Sabbath class he did. Armies
okay.
Above and Below.
Gotcha.
And so as we rolling, I'm rolling down 380, going through Princeton, and yeah, I kid y'all not. I was telling Jediah maybe an hour before that. I told Jediah, I'm like, damn, bro, I don't think I never seen a chariot.
Yeah.
I've seen lights in the sky, and I'm like, man, that's a star, that's a plane, that's whatever. I kid y'all not. We rolling. Jediah, he's sitting up, and he was doing whatever he was doing, but I know he was sitting up. He wasn't leaning back. He was sitting up, and literally, Officer Shema, Listen.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Listen, this here it is. Rolling down 380. We was going over the water, and you saw a circle.
Yeah.
You saw the top of it. It was like a navy greenish. You saw I seen it as close as freaking. Damn, we inside. It was close. I ain't talking about no bright light in the sky.
Right.
I'm talking about you saw it flash. It wasn't no bright light. It was I could see the circle, it flashed, and then it disappeared. It went in the portal back into the third heavens. I'm telling y'all, I'm looking, I immediately, I looked at Jedi and I'm like, bro, did you just see what the hell I just saw?
Did he see it?
He seen exactly what I just saw. He seen exactly what I saw. I said, yo, I just see the cherry.
Seeing it for the first time, right?
For the first, as far as I know, for the first time.
All
I
praise.
said, yo, all praise to the Most High.
All
That
praise.
thing is beautiful.
All praise. That deserves
While
a hand.
I'm
All praise to
watching
Most
the
High.
class,
That's right.
and we was towards the end. I was towards the end of the class, and Jedi he had just woke back up, and sure enough, get that in Matthew 24 real quick.
He woke up just in time.
He woke up just in time. Just in time. This is what the Most High said. Get that in Matthew chapter 24. Read verse 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
So it said coming in the clouds of heaven. That's not talking about the white clouds that y'all see in the sky. That's talking about in chariots.
Right.
So when I read stuff like this, and I'm like, yo, I just got a glimpse of how the Lord is coming back to visit the earth. He's coming back in cloud. It says in the clouds of heaven with great power and great glory. Right. I literally saw a glimpse of that power and that glory with just that one. That's all I needed. I was like, yo, I'm good. That's all I needed. I ain't need to see no legion. I didn't need to see half a legion, nothing like that. I just need to see the one. I was like, yo, that's it.
Because seeing that just increase your faith.
That's it. Literally just that one.
Right.
Just that one.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, and obviously Jedi saw it with you, because if you see it by yourself, it don't count.
Yeah, it's like, you see that.
Two witnesses. Right.
Out of the mouth, that's it. Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. I got my 2 witnesses, so I'm good.
All praise.
I'm good.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, man. So I just had to share that because I was like, yo, that's a beautiful thing.
Was Jedi still asleep?
Yeah. He was still asleep. You
see that?
Yep.
Missed it.
So what you got? I know you wanted to go touch on one of the articles. So what you got?
Hey, AB, let's bring out that video with the sister. Our sister, I think her name Brittany. Let's bring that out.
Brittany Williams.
Yeah, Brittany Williams. Let's bring that out.
Yeah, man. A lot of times, officer, and a lot of times, you know, stuff happen to brothers that the police be doing, but we rarely get to see sisters. You know.
Right.
You know, of course, Breonna Taylor,
right?
But this stuff's still going on, right after that.
Yeah, so our sisters, that's a good point you made, because our sisters got to remember, we came over here together, and we got to lead together.
Yep.
So, we oppressed together.
Right, we oppressed together. All praises. Right. So let's bring that out.
Go ahead, play it.
Is that her gun or is it yours?
I don't even live here. I don't know whose gun it is. This is my
It's
first time hearing about it.
It's a little neon green pistol.
It's probably hers. She's probably allowed to have it. My sister's always walked the straight.
Let's play that other one first.
Let's play that other one first.
Yeah, let's play that other one because it's like the middle of it.
So yeah, what we just saw right there, that's post. So that's after everything went down.
Right.
So let's go to the beginning.
Yeah. Was not with her sitting on the porch, right? With her standing on the porch. I think that's her with the green shirt on.
Right.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Yeah, that's it right there.
See what's going on. What happened was she was coming home, her and a guy, they was coming home from the gym or something, and they saw a police officer parked in a driveway. So she questioned the police officer as to why you parked in my driveway. What's the reason why you here? being here on my property.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want you to leave.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
and she got every right because that's her property. Right.
100%.
You would think.
So while AV looking for this, let's get a little bit of history on the sister. So the sister, she actually produced an award-winning film called Illville. And a film that she produced is about police brutality. So that's important to know when we go into the video.
What other video you talking about? Because I only see screenshots and then I see this one video.
Yeah, Officer Shamar had posted another one. But just go to that other video. Just go ahead and go to it. Because it'll eventually get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, run it.
It's a little neon green pistol.
It's probably
So that's
her,
her sister
she's
questioning
probably
him.
allowed
Keep
to
playing
have
it.
it. My sister's
The
always
police
walked the
questioning her
straight and narrow.
sister.
She's always done everything by the book.
Yeah,
She's
she doesn't have a record.
at all.
Yeah.
At all.
That's why we're wondering why
Baby
she
don't even
acted out
speed.
like this.
Baby don't even speed. I'm trying to tell y'all. So
Yeah.
I'm over here pissed off because I'm the one that usually goes to jail. You know, I'm the one that's usually in custody.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's like, oh shit.
Right.
That's me. But
Yeah.
she's not like that. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck y'all did to her.
Why are you here? Okay. Why are y'all smirking?
So right here, this is the actual incident itself. So the actual incident started to take place.
So we just can't go into your home. We can't go into your home without a warrant. We can't go into your home without a warrant.
So the video isn't skipping. What they're doing is the brother or the sister that put this video together, this is about 15 hours worth of footage that they were able to get about this particular incident. And what they did was they captured certain important highlighted points within that 15 hours worth of footage so that you can see the deception and the lies from the JSO police department. So go ahead and play it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Y'all beat her and knocked her teeth out?
No, ma'am. So she did that on the door. So I walk up to her. She runs from me. She slaps her fucking face in the door.
Hey, lady, we just posted the other video, so play the other video. It's shorter. So y'all can, we'll post the longer link. Y'all can watch the longer link. We're gonna show you the shortened version of it. This is yeah.
But as you can see, they was about to snatch that sister up, and they snatched her up and did her pretty bad. Slammed her and knocked her tooth out.
Knocked her teeth out.
Right. Chipped her
Nerve
tooth.
damage from the cop twisting her hand. So go ahead and play it.
So there's a story out of Jacksonville, Florida. Now, you had a young sister, and she's a small, sister,
grew up
5'2",
throwing everything.
98 pounds. Come on, what's she really going to do? So you had one of the race soldiers just backed up into her driveway. And so what happened was that her and her boyfriend just got back from a workout. He saw the race soldiers parked in the driveway. He's like, what's going on? So she stepped out there and asked the race soldiers, could she help him? And then he started getting belligerent. So I want to show you what happened after she had called 911 to say, hey, I don't know what's going on with this race soldier. Watch this clip.
They're talking to, yes, please, because they act like they're talking.
Hey, AB, pause it real quick. So let me get a quick rundown. So what happened is the sister's at home. She's in her yard, right? And she sees the police parked in her driveway. So she goes to ask the police, hey, what are you doing here? He pretty much, what are you doing here? He pretty much don't give her no feedback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what she does from that point is she actually calls the police on the police. All right, so just want to give you that rundown. So now go ahead and play.
There's nothing that he possibly have to say. He's in my yard, and when I asked him why, he started yelling at me.
So do you want to come down here and talk?
No, I want him to leave.
Okay, well, the supervisor will be here in a second.
What supervisor? What is this about? What is this about? Why can't he pull off of my yard? I own this property. Why can't he leave my yard? When I ask him, why is he here? Please, officer, leave. He starts to yell at me. You think y'all have this kind of power? You have this authority?
I don't.
Why can't he leave? Why can't you? You are here to tell him to leave.
I'm not going to.
Don't walk closer to me. Do not walk close. Yo, don't walk up on me.
I don't need you yelling.
All right, I don't need you in my yard and like this is your house.
Please.
I own this property. Why are you here? A conversation about what?
Because you called the police saying
Because I want him to leave. I called you guys so he can leave. Excuse
well, I
me
got
on
a
the phone.
supervisor right here.
Can you tell these people to leave? Now it's 3 cops up in my yard just for one of these officers to leave?
Yeah, you called
hello, ma'am, on the phone, and then he's sitting there smiling because
why is he here?
Why are you here? And why are y'all smirking, baby?
No, stop, please, stop.
Please, man, that's my girl.
Now, do you know they charged her with battery of police officer?
All right, go ahead.
And you saw
right there. So what you have here is you have the sister called the police on the police because they was parked in her yard.
Mm-hmm.
And the police, which as you see in the video, he pretty much got emotional because the sister was asking, yo, why are you here? And he attacked the sister. So when you look deeper into the article, she had like nerve damage from the attack. He knocked a bunch of her front teeth out. Bruh. It was bad.
Yeah, when you watch the other video, the longer video, the 14 minutes, they actually show, they stop the video and show her teeth on the ground. They chipped a bunch of her teeth in the front. Right. And you see the teeth on the ground. It also shows the various lies that they were trying to conjure up and concoct.
Exactly.
While they were there still in her yard.
Right.
And it shows you that, again, she called the police on the police. What y'all got to understand is that there are systems at play, and our enemies are in authority with us being here in captivity. Right. So 2 different things on this. Number 1, they brought the supervisor out there. Right. When you look on the longer video, there's a skull and crossbones on the laptop. On the laptop, that's a police gang, some sort of police gang or something like that that they have out there.
Gang.
I forget what it's in the video. We don't got to get it, but it's in the video. But it's a police gang. So I don't know. I don't know the sister. Don't know what her status is, kind of within that community. Yeah. I presume that because she put that video out, or the documentary out about police brutality, could they have been retaliating? I don't put it past Esau by no stretch of the imagination.
Exactly.
That's the devil.
Right.
The devil gonna do what the devil gonna do.
Right.
Facts.
So for them to sit there and be in her yard antagonizing, because she said that when she went to the cop car and said, "Yo, do you need help?"
Right.
The Edomite started yelling at her.
Right.
Come on now, you trying to incite something.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
You trying to start something. Now, what I will say to sister, you put a whole documentary together about police brutality.
Right.
The last thing you needed to do was be sitting on your front porch yelling at the devil to get out of your yard. Come on now.
Right. Exactly.
That's the last thing you need to do. That's the last type of conduct that you want to be presented with. The scripture talks about us being blameless, right? And so if she had an understanding of the scriptures, she would have understood that, yo, this is not the time for me to be sitting up yelling at the top of my lungs, talking to the police, knowing what type of climate we're in, knowing that they damn near have carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want, and they can kill us, shoot us, they can paralyze us with impunity, whatever they want, and they're gonna get a paid vacation. You got something?
Yeah. So when you watch the other video, the longer version of the video, because it's the police body cam video. It literally shows them concocting the whole lie. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Psalms chapter 58 and verse 3. Because what our people have to understand is that these people, their best interest is not telling us the truth. They don't gain anything from that. These people have always lied to us, even just when you look out through history. You get what I'm saying? So can you read that off so when you get it?
You said Psalms 58 and 3, right?
Yes, sir. Psalms chapter 58 and verse 3.
This is the book of Psalms chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
So the wicked is talking about Esau. Esau is a so-called white man. He said they are estranged from the womb.
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
So this Edomite, these police officers, the majority of them, God says that they are natural born liars. That's why you can have body cam footage of our people getting unjustly killed,
right?
And the police will still get off free,
right?
But why? Because they are liars. The Bible is telling us this.
Mm-hmm. They showed you that. Remember recently with Tamir Rice,
right?
Those devils got off. They sat up and lied and said, "Excuse me." When they pulled up and the Tamir pulled up on them or whatever, the video shows and the judge threw it out because they said the video was grainy. But we not slow.
Right.
We was born at night, but we wasn't born last night.
Right. Exactly.
The video shows as soon as they pull up, they hop out the car. Damn near before they got the door open, bullets was flying.
Right. On a kid.
On a child.
Right.
On a 12-year-old.
12-year-old.
And the video, or not the video, but the when you talk to the
audio,
talking about the body cam.
The audio, no. When you talk to the dispatch,
CB, on the dispatch, on the walkie-talkie or whatever.
Yeah, whenever you call into the police department, when you call 911 and you're talking to dispatch, whoever called it in said that there's a kid who has a gun.
Right.
It looks like it's fake.
Right.
So they said that going in. Right. So it's not like it was a red alert. Yeah, go in with caution.
Right.
But come on, man.
Right.
As soon as you get out of the car, before you even open the door, damn near
guns blazing.
Guns blazing.
Come on.
No, he was licking his chops on the way there. He already made up in his mind what he was going to do.
Right.
If you ask me, you know what I mean? They the devils.
Yeah, facts.
Every chance they get, they gonna pursue us. Right. They hunt our steps. They doing what they supposed to do. It's our job to do what we're supposed to do and keep these doggone commandments so we can get up out of here.
That's right. And that's it. And here's the thing: Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. Hosea chapter 5 verse 15. Because I trust and believe 2021. Y'all think this y'all new year? It's going to be a new life, and y'all done voted everybody in that y'all want to vote in, and life is going to be peachy keen for the blacks and Hispanics. Right. I'm telling you right now, God is going to tell you that is not true, my friend.
That's right. The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
God said, in our affliction, we would seek him early. Segue into dealing with the crack house Christian church.
Bring it up.
Bruh. They are not telling you how to seek God's face. They don't even know what God's face is.
Right. Exactly.
Because they think God is a puff of smoke somewhere up in the heavens.
Right. Or think he a white man and he touching a finger with a baby. You know
exactly.
What the hell is this? Gown on.
Exactly. So when the scripture says, "I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense," you got to know what your offense is in order to acknowledge it.
That's it.
Because our people in the Christian church are not being told what their offenses are, it's not a wonder. Don't be shocked and surprised when you see 15 more stories just like this and worse over the next. Let's give it a week. Let's give it a week.
That's the truth.
Because how often do you go to a Christian church and they tell you that you have enemies? Or would they make your enemy seem like it's some invisible man walking around? You know what I'm saying?
It's the devil.
It's the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
How often do you go to the Christian church and they tell you how to deal with police brutality? They tell you how to interact with all these people and deal with this society.
Well, they don't want to point it out. They don't want to point it out and say it's the white man because they don't want to offend the people in the church. You know what I mean? Their main concern is getting money. Right? Getting money and keeping that power.
Right.
That's it.
And let me say this too, is that go to Isaiah 9. I read this a couple of weeks ago, but I want y'all to keep in mind something. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 16. For the leaders of this people.
Start at verse 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 15. The ancient and honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail.
So guess what? There are prophets today. They call themselves prophets.
Right.
The Bible says they teach lies.
Bring it out.
They teach lies. We've heard this over the last couple of days and weeks on
A
Clubhouse.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I got to admit, I was on it. I got to enjoy it, but I worked it out somehow.
Hey, I'm using my wife phone, man.
yeah.
Hey, I'm using my wife phone. I made her make me an account.
Man, y'all gonna repent one day, man. Y'all get y'all an iPhone.
No,
like my
I'm
wife
cool.
just sent me another. She want me to buy her iPad now. She refuses to go to iPhone.
All praises.
But she want me to get iPad.
Sis Kyle, you in
Shouts
the
out to
spirit.
my sister.
Hey, y'all clap it up for Sister Kyle.
Right.
She in
Clap
the
it up
spirit,
for
man.
her.
She
Clap
in
it
the
up.
spirit.
Stay in the spirit.
Oh, y'all finna
That
beef
sister in
up.
the spirit.
Okay. Oh, y'all finna pay for the iPad? Y'all finna go half on
Oh,
it?
you got it? Oh, you got it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, uh-huh. So read that again. Isaiah verse 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 15. The ancient and honorable, he is the head. And the prophet that teacheth lies, he is the tail.
So we've heard over the last couple of days and weeks the lies of these so-called prophets, these so-called pastors, these so-called bishops of all these various churches.
Right.
To your point, they not now one of them that was in none of the what are they chat rooms or whatever they call. Yeah, the clubhouse rooms.
Not now.
Not now one of them has told the truth about A, who we are, B, who the other nations are.
Not now.
Most specifically, who our primary enemy is and who the primary enemy of God is.
That's right.
Because if you're an enemy of God, that means you're an enemy of God's people.
That's right.
Read on.
But the leaders of this people cause them to err.
So because they teach lies, that's why they cause the rest of the nation to err. To go astray, to not acknowledge their offense. So because they teach lies, because they cause the people to go into more sin, guess what? Our people, they're not going to, in the Christian church, they're not going to be able to acknowledge their offense in order to understand Matthew 5. In order to understand how to deal with the police, in order to understand how to not get caught up with the police.
Right.
In general.
Romans
How about
13.
Romans 13? They're not going to understand Romans 13. They're not going to be taught Romans 13.
Exactly.
But they know, because somebody pulled it out on the call, they know Malachi 1.
Oh, of course.
They know that.
Will a man rob
Will
God?
a man rob God?
Right.
Trying to get that money. Boy, they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
And that's what it is. Even the churches with the best of intentions, because you're going to have those churches that say, oh, nah, I make my own money on the side. I don't take a salary from the church, whatever the case is. Okay, cool. Who are the Israelites?
Bring it out.
Who is Esau according to the Bible? That's the question. Who are the Gentiles that are written about in Ephesians and Galatians? That's the question.
That's the question.
If you can't answer that, I don't give a damn if you don't take a 10 cent from the church.
Right.
You still, Isaiah 9 and 15 and 16 still applies to you.
That's right.
It says, for the leaders of this people cause them to err. Go ahead.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
And they that are led of them, those that not only teach the lie, but those that follow the lie, even though the prophets are on the clubhouse telling you who the Israelites are, who our enemy is. How do we come out from under the curses? How do we get eternal life? The prophets are out there telling you what the truth is in 2021. Yet a lot of our people are going to say, oh, no. But Jesus. But Jesus died on the cross. And he saved a wretch like me. Hey, listen,
let me get you some money, boy.
No, God.
Throw you something. Anoint me.
Oh,
right.
But that's what they do.
Nah, man.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
That's facts.
Hey, officer, give me Hosea 4 and 1. Hosea 4 and 1. Because our people are so destroyed.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Because there is no truth.
There's no what?
No truth.
There's no truth in those Christian churches. There's no truth in it. What's the truth? God's commandments. Read.
Nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land.
There's no knowledge of God. Is that a phone call?
Yes, sir. Hey, Shalom caller, what's your name, question, or comment?
Leadership. This is Sister Gabriella from the Lubbock camp, and I have a statement. It's like when I lived in Indiana, the pastors of the church met up with the mayor. So, and it's supposed to be separation of church and state, but there's no separation because they're all in cahoots together. They know what's going on, and we just disturbing their money if we speak up, or if the pastors speak up, they're disturbing their money. They know they get to keep it. They take the mayor out to lunch, or the mayor takes them out to lunch. They're together. There's no separation.
Yeah, there's absolutely no separation. Hey, turn it up just a little bit on these speakers back here. Yeah, you said there's no separation in church. What was the last thing you said?
I just said there's no separation between church and state when it's supposed to be, but there's not. Like they go into church and say you can't vote for such and such, but the pastor can't tell you to vote, but yet they come there and they are friends. They go out to lunch like once a week, and like they keeping them informed on the parishioners.
Right.
So they keeping them asleep.
Because it's all a part of the same eagle. Christianity.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all a part of the same eagle. You had something?
Yeah, something on that John 11:48. It tell you the Pharisees, they did the same thing when it came to Christ. Why? Because they were under the Romans, just like the pastors today. They're under America. It's nothing different.
Nothing different at all. Matter of fact, get that real quick.
The book of John, chapter 11 and verse 48. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
Why? Because they were in cahoots. Just like the Christian church today. There's no difference. Because, again, going back, thank you, sister, for your call. Was that all you had?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all praise.
Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless. Most High Christ bless. So it's the same thing. There's nothing different. There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It's all you're dealing with the same eagle. You're dealing with the same devil. I don't care whose mouth is coming out of. Matter of fact, in the book, Nature Knows No Colors, I was watching the Shout Out Tuesday, and in the book, Nature Knows No Colors, one of the points that is made in the book is that the black people, the Jews, you would not be able to tell. There's no difference between them and America or the white man.
Right.
You wouldn't even be able to tell that they came from Africa. That's a real bad paraphrase. But because we've been so indoctrinated, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we sound, what we say, our religion, everything has been molded and shaped by our oppressor, the so-called white man. Everything.
Hey, officer. Speaking on that, go to Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 12. I just want to touch on that because we walk around here not knowing our people that still sleep. They walking around here chocolate Edomites, don't even know it.
Right.
And our people don't realize is that black people are the biggest culture vultures. They the biggest ones.
They ain't want you to say that.
Right.
They ain't want you to say that.
They try to blame it on Eminem and the rest of them, but no, this is black people with your New Year's and your Christmas and your Thanksgiving and your Easter and your 4th of July and your Mother's Day, and on and on. St. Patrick's Day. Come on, man.
Thanks.
Go ahead, read that for me.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness.
It says the bewitching of naughtiness, meaning the programming, the trickery that they have done. Read.
Doeth obscure things that are honest.
Because it obscure, it causes us to sin. We're supposed to be honest in God's scriptures. We're supposed to be bound by the truth of this Bible, keeping God's commandments. Read.
Right. And the wandering of concupiscences doeth undermine the simple mind.
And we become simple-minded dealing with Esau.
Right.
That's a cold precept.
That's it, officer.
That's it. So let's switch gears. Go to our brother Joe Lewis Clark. Yep.
They call me Crazy Joe.
So for those of y'all that don't know, Joe Lewis Clark, beloved high school principal, portrayed by Morgan Freeman in Lean on Me, dead at 82. The brother lived a long time, 82 years. So scroll down. Joe Lewis Clark, the no-nonsense disciplinary high school principal who inspired the classic 1989 film Lean on Me, has died at the age of 89. Scroll back up. Is my math off? Didn't it say?
You said 82.
Okay. Look up his date of birth. Let me oh, 1938. That's 82 years. Yeah, that's 82 years. 82. 89. According to an official press release, Clark succumbed after a long battle with an undisclosed illness on Tuesday at his Gainesville, Florida home, surrounded by family. Clark was born in Rochelle, Georgia on May 8, 1938, and his family later moved to Newark, New Jersey in 1938. Ever the proponent of education, Clark earned a bachelor's degree, then William Patterson College, now William Patterson University, a master's degree, Seton Hall University, and an honorary doctorate from the U.S. Sports Academy. After concluding his collegiate career, Clark served in the U.S. Army as a reserve sergeant and drill instructor. So y'all know the military. I don't know if y'all have been in the military. I haven't, but I seen you on YouTube. If you are in the military as a sergeant and a drill instructor, you got to be tough as hell. You are tough as hell. You ain't in there, hey, brother, can you do them push-ups for me, please?
Right. Come on, man, please.
Hey, please, man, please do the sit-ups, please.
Right.
Okay, you hungry? Okay, well.
You ain't talking like somebody from the Christian church.
God, no.
Right. You brought a knife into the school? Can you just put it in your backpack?
Can you please put it back, please? He didn't talk like that.
Could you get back in formation, please?
Can you please get in formation right now? Push-ups, push-up position. Let's go. Get it done. Ah!
Right.
That's how he was. At least that's what I imagined in my head.
I almost want the sons of God, bro.
Hey, bro, I'm like, Captain Shit.
Right.
And he's ex-military, so y'all, so brothers that have had the honor and the privilege to, that hurt my throat a little bit. God damn. For those that have had the honor and the privilege to be able to be in formation with Captain Shim, you understand the magnitude of spiritual testicular fortitude that you gotta have to be in a military.
Right.
So he was in a carnal military and Esau's military, but us in the nation of Israel, God said we're in a military. I need y'all to understand, for you brothers that still, well, I mean, you know, she doing bad stuff and he yelling at me, but I mean, he needs to stop playing. The hell?
Right.
What kind of grown man said he need to stop playing?
No,
the hell is this? Go to Exodus 6. I'm going to show y'all something real quick, and then we're going to get back to the article. And then we got a special guest caller because there's a couple of things that I want to pull. It's a couple of different directions that I want to go with this. Exodus chapter 6. Y'all know what I want.
26.
Army. Yep.
The book of Exodus chapter 6 and verse 26. These are that Aaron and Moses, to whom the Lord said, bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt, according to their armies.
According to their armies.
That's right.
According to their armies. 7 and 4.
The book of Exodus chapter 7 and verse 4. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies.
Mine armies. Who is mine armies? Go ahead.
And my people, the children of Israel.
God said he would bring out his armies.
That's right.
A military with order, with structure, with rank.
Right.
For you brothers that, oh, well, rank is bad. You know, all that rank stuff. We're all equal. You still in the Christian church. You still got an Edomite mindset. Because that's not what the Lord said. The Lord said we're an army.
Right.
And with an army comes, go to Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1. Read verse, was it 17? I want it.
Oh, verse 15 with that, right?
Yep.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 15. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men.
Start at verse 13.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 13. Take you wise men.
So wise men and what?
And understanding.
It says wise, understanding. Go ahead.
And known among your tribes.
And known among your tribes. You're known among your tribes for wisdom and understanding.
Right.
What are we talking about? Go ahead.
And I will make them rulers over you.
Those would be your leaders.
That's right.
Those would be your leaders.
That's right.
We're dealing with rank right now.
That's right.
You have leaders. You have heads. You have what the Bible calls rulers.
Right.
Today we call them bishops, deacons, captains, officers. That's what we call them today.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do.
Wait a minute. Read that one more time. Did he say it was bad for us?
The thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do.
Why? Because black people need order and structure.
That's right.
We need leaders. We're sheep. We need shepherds. That's how God groomed us. That's how God created us.
That's right.
There's order in the heavens. The Most High, Christ. Christ is ordained to be a ruler over everything in the planet Earth.
Right.
And in the galaxies and in the heavens, and everybody in the earth and in the heavens.
That's right.
Over all the angels.
Bring it up.
Read on.
So I took the chief of your tribes.
I took the chief of your tribes, go ahead.
Wise men and known, and made them heads over you.
And made them heads or rulers over you.
Captains over thousands. And captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes.
And officers among your tribes.
Bring it out.
Guess what? What we have in IUIC is biblical.
That's right.
It's godly. Right. When I say Officer Karim, that's godly.
That's right.
When I say Officer Shema, that's godly.
That's right.
When I say Captain Isaac, that's godly.
Right.
When we say Deacon Abiel, that's godly.
Right.
When we say Bishop Nathaniel, that's godly.
That's right.
That's biblical.
That's right.
Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Don't let these individualites on Facebook and YouTube or whatever tell you nothing different.
Right.
Don't let them pull no scriptures to tell you that, oh, no, that rank stuff, that was back in the day.
Right.
Back in the day.
Right. Hey, also, because our people don't apply this rank and the order structure, that's why you have young black men is just running in the streets doing whatever they want to do.
That's right.
Because they don't have nobody to go to for understanding, nobody to go to for judgment. So guess what? What they see on TV, that's what they flock to.
That's right. Exactly. And that's actually what we're finna read. So let's go back to the article. And keep our special guest on hold until we get to the point, and then I'm gonna bring him in. All right. So it says, first serving as a Patterson grade school teacher and the director of camps and playgrounds in Essex County, New Jersey, Clark soon found his calling in administration as principal of PS6 Grammar School. Under Clark's command, the once failing school was transformed into the Miracle of Carroll Street. So this former drill sergeant, it says under Clark's command, under his leadership.
Right.
And you know what's crazy?
What's that? Bring it up.
Israel that don't like leadership or say they don't believe in rank.
Right.
Yet they go to work.
Right. Bring it out.
And they work for managers, supervisors, bosses.
Right.
So you'll submit to Esau with rank, structure, and order.
Bring it out.
But when it comes to your own people, I don't believe in rank. That whole rulership thing, that's too harsh.
Hey, no.
We all one in Jesus.
I don't want no nigga on me.
And you know what's crazy? Nothing can work without order or without rank. For example, you have football, right? And football, you have to have a head coach, you have an assistant coach, a defensive coach. Then you got a team. There's order in that. Even in gangs, you have order. You got an OG, a young, you know what I'm saying? Just giving that a corner example. But for some reason, when it's time to build a nation, that's when we, I don't want to be with no camp.
We
no
fall
rank.
off.
I'm not with the rank.
And they followed that Edomite coach all the way up to 12th grade.
Exactly.
And still gave him praise when you made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on now, dog.
Come on now,
man.
dog.
Come on now, dog.
They a little
Come
slow.
on, man.
I think y'all got one man back there. Y'all a little slow tonight, but it's all right. Y'all gonna be all right. All right. So it says committed to the pursuit of excellence. Clark greeted the challenges presented to him following his appointment as the principal of crime and drug-ridden East Side High School with eager optimism. He was eagerly optimistic about changing the lives of blacks and Hispanics because, as we know, Clark, what's the name of the school?
Eastside High?
Eastside High, I'm sorry. I said Clark, Atlanta. That's a college. Eastside High he was committed to changing the lives of his people.
That's right. That's right.
So when he went in, he wasn't worried about, well, maybe my tone is too harsh.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the way I'm talking to him is too rough.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I might offend the parents.
I might offend. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I might offend the parents.
Right.
It says in one day he expelled 300 students for fighting, vandalism, abusing teachers, and drug possession, and lifted the expectations of those that remained. When it says he lifted the expectations of those that remained, he set the standard very high.
That's right.
When he started kicking people out the school, he said the bar is here on the below the floor in the basement somewhere. We lifting this thing up.
Right.
And also, even with him expelling 300 students in one day, that showed that he cared. But I'm sure he wasn't like, hey, somebody give me a random piece of paper with 300 random names. He had to go through the school's history and do research on who's doing what. That takes time, so that shows that he cared.
Right. That's that tough love right there.
Exactly.
You got to think about that. You have to show the person that you care about, your friend, you have to show them some kind of rough rebuke.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just can't be soft and go along with everything they do. What type of friend are you? You know what I mean?
This is what you see in a black man in America today. Even when you be on Clubhouse, they be like, well, y'all are being too aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are being, but especially the pastors, since we was talking about the pastors earlier, they the worst ones.
And you look what this is. This is 1989. It's 31 years ago. It says, in one day, he expelled 300 students for fighting, vandalism, abusing teachers, and drug possession. You cannot talk to black people in such a monotone, toned down, Joel Osteen voice.
Right.
Do you think that drug dealers, move it back to where it was so I can see it? No, go down. When it says, when you got brothers that's fighting and sisters that's fighting, they vandalizing the school, they abusing the teachers, and they doing drugs in the school. You think Joel Osteen finna walk in there, or you finna talk to them like Joel Osteen? You finna get some respect? Man, please. Nah.
You got to think about how much it takes for a young person to abuse a teacher. Bruh.
You know what level of just I don't give a damn you gotta have to do that.
On now, dog.
And then you gotta think too, if a student is bold enough to do that, and we've seen that, how many YouTube videos and World Star you done seen where teachers fighting.
Thanks.
But it gets to the point where where are the parents at? If you gotta think, if you bold enough to fight a teacher, that means you don't give a damn about nothing else. You ain't worried about getting your butt whooped by the time you get back to the crib. You ain't worried about no jail time. You ain't worried about none of that.
Nothing. Because I know if the teacher ever called my mom, I already knew before I even got home, and I'm like, bruh, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna sit on the steps and act like I'm reading a book. You know what I'm saying?
You all of a sudden became studious and a A+ student.
Right, facts.
And I know, and probably the same thing for y'all. I know when I was in junior high and high school, whenever before the report card came out, they had this. It wasn't the midterm, whatever they call it, whatever they call it.
Progress report.
Progress report. But it was like right before the report cards came out. If you was failing or close to failing, which I had 1 or 2 of them, whatever. Don't judge me.
1 or 2.
1 or 2. Whenever you had that, whenever I was on that verge, there was a paper that you had to. It had the grade on there, what you was failing in, if you was missing reports, if you was missing assignments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the parents had to sign it, and it had the grade that you was potentially finna get
right
by the time your report card came out, and the parents had to sign it. Yeah. Man. And I don't repent. I
working on your mama's signature?
Just once or twice, man.
Right.
Once or twice I had a sister sign because my signature's trash.
Come on, man.
Once or twice I had a sister sign it because I can't go to the crib.
Right, facts.
With a 68,
the hell is this?
A 50 and all that. Right. I didn't really get smart until I got to college when I started paying for stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
that's
okay,
when it counts.
that's when it counts.
Money. Right.
I can't waste my money. When I was high school, I wasn't paying for nothing. So
right.
But I ain't get smart till I got to college. But so going back to this, so the brother said he was committed to continually challenging, and lifted the expectations of those that remained, continually challenging them to perform better. And you got to think, get that Isaiah 42. Get Isaiah chapter 42. This is what the Lord is describing. This article is being described right here. Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22.
The book of Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right.
I say that, I pull that because when you look at the education system as a whole, scroll down. I want y'all to see something real quick. Scroll down to the video clip. Okay, play this real quick. I want y'all to see something. I'm going to point out something that he says. Y'all keep in mind, we are snared, which is a trap. Go ahead.
Some guy beating up Kid Ray.
Come on, old man. I've been waiting for this. Come on. Come on.
Get this disgrace to his race out of here.
You already threw this disgrace out once.
And what's he doing back, Mr. Wright?
Someone must have let him in from the inside.
I want every door in this school chained and locked. All of them.
Yes, sir.
All right, pause it real quick. But go to Isaiah 51 and 20 real quick.
The book of Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net.
It says, as a wild bull in a net.
Go ahead. They are full of the fury of the Lord.
We are full of the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. So the Lord said we are wild bulls in a net. You think about, you ever seen, if y'all seen like, I think that's in Spain, where you have all those bulls that be running in the street and stuff like that. You ain't controlling bulls like that. They sitting up goring you. They don't give a damn about if you in the street. They gonna gore you. They gonna trample you. They don't care. The Lord is comparing the children of Israel, specifically we're talking about our youth. He's comparing them to wild bulls that don't give a damn about nothing and nobody. They gonna trample you if you in the way. They gonna gore you if you in the way. They gonna take their horns and throw you over top of the damn roof. If you in the way.
If you in the
So
way.
that's what the Lord is comparing us to. So he said, so y'all see the scene about with the brothers fighting. So he punches the dude in the face. I guarantee you this actually happened.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you there's no way you expelling 300 students and they just walking out calmly. That ain't happening.
You're going to have to fire on somebody.
You You firing off on somebody.
That bat one just for show.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Oh, no. So the Lord said, read it again.
The book of Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lay at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
It says the rebuke of thy God, the judgments of God. So let it play.
Violation of the fire code, and you cannot prevent me from going to the zone.
Look, how many times do I have to tell you, huh? You're not getting in the next bag.
There's no right to lock these doors, and I have a duty to inspect this place. This is not a plant, Chief Gaines. This is my school. If you want to get in here, you'll apply for a pass just like everyone else. You and your TV friends here. What the hell is the back for? They used to call me Crazy Joe. Well, now they can call me Batman. I got thugs, drug dealers, and deviants of all kinds trying to get into my school. You might be one. I don't know. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? I got all day, Chief Gaines. How much time do you have? I'll be back, Clark. I'll be back. Thanks, Mr. Darnell. Good to have you back. Clark, you should have never fired me in the first place. Well, you're right. But don't get used to it.
Mr. Clark, why did you lock the school? Aren't you concerned about your students' safety?
Get these people back to their classes. All right, kids, please. Come on, honey, get back to your class. Let's go back up to class. Don't hang around.
You're playing right into his hands. That was the fire chief.
You know what he's saying right now? Black bastard can't throw me out. But you know where he's saying it? Out in the parking lot.
Mr. Clark, a baseball bat, is that the image you want to project?
They got me those emergency doors that sound an alarm when you open them up, like the ones white schools have. I wouldn't have to chain them.
Those doors cost a fortune. We don't have enough money for books.
Well, tell the mayor that. Call the federal government and tell them to get me more money.
All right, so a couple of things I want to pull out of that. So let's bring our guest caller in.
Bring him in. Bring him in with a hand clap.
Doc.
Shalom.
Shalom. Most High Christ bless you there.
Sir?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All praise to the Most High. How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
Good. So introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, what you do, your credentials. You ain't got to tell them your social security number, where you work, and all that, but just tell them who you are.
Right. So, Dr. Jehozadak Israel, educational leader, work in a school where I lead the operations of the school. I can put it like that. And I have a doctorate from Southern Methodist University, as well as an undergrad degree from different universities and a master's degree. So I've been working in education for about 15, 16 years.
So you didn't just start yesterday. So you've been around the block a couple of times. You've
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. So you got some experience under your belt when it comes to education. So
yes, sir.
The reason why I wanted to bring you on is I wanted to get your take, just kind of based on where you are, the experiences that you've had, the research you've done. You have a PhD. In what is your PhD in?
Educational leadership. So
educational leadership.
Pre-K through 12th grade educational leadership.
Okay, perfect. So I want to get, because I know you had to do some major research when it comes to education, the school system. I'm sure you've done research on the disparities between white schools and black schools. So I want to get your take. Number one, did you see the clip that we just played from Link? Have you seen
Yes,
Link?
sir.
You black, so I know you've seen Lean on Me. Okay, cool.
Right.
So a brother that comes in like that, like our brother Clark, is that something that would be, how would he be taken, let me say it like that, in the school system today? Kind of based on, because, you're in the school system now. How would a brother like that be taken in the school system today as a principal, assistant principal, something like that?
Oh, no. I mean, it'd be pretty tough because, I feel like a lot of the things that happen now cater to the students. It's and to the parents, what we need best for the students and best for, in some ways, you want to make sure you give them a great education, but we cater to what they need. The way that the brother suspended 300 students, that'd have been hell, because you get paid money per day for the students you have at the school. So by suspending those students, he was forfeiting money. We ain't trying to hear that in the black community.
Okay, so there's no way that he'd suspend, or any principal would suspend 300 students like that today, because that affects, whose pockets does that affect?
if they when they suspend the funding for the school, so they definitely don't want that to happen. They definitely don't want, because they already have disparities in the schools, so they already are scraping for money, so they're not trying to hear that. That's the purpose of in-school suspension. Think of your in-school suspension. Students don't have to actually be at home; they're still at the school, but they're in different areas in the school, so they're not in the classes, so you're still getting paid money for them.
But we just read the scripture. Israel's like a wild bull in the net. A lot of these, a lot of our people is bad as hell. So what things are set in place in predominantly black schools and communities as some sort of model? Is there any sort of model like what we see with Brother Clark and what he did there at Eastside?
No, not that I see, because we care too much about the politics and how it will be viewed from other people. And you even look at the type of money, how he was talking about, hey, we need money like the white schools. I'm reading an article a couple of days ago. The gap between what predominantly white schools get and what our schools get is $23 billion, not million, $1 billion. Because most of the funding is based on property taxes. So that's how they get the funding for their school. There's no way that from where we started, to where we are now, and we still make advances in education, being blacks and Hispanics, because we know we're the salt of the earth. We still the best people in the world. So we're going to do what it do, but they still don't give us anywhere near the amount of money we need.
And I say this all the time. I think I said it earlier today. That's the system that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago with the housing prices, the gap in the housing prices, and the appraisals that we get. So if you got one house on the block that's appraised $100,000 lower than the other houses on the block, and you multiply that by 100 houses on the block, I ain't very good at math. Somebody gonna have to help me out with the math, but that's a lot of friggin' money.
That's a lot of money.
Somebody do me some math real quick. 100,000, because that's the baseline we have based on the video a couple of weeks ago, times 100 houses on the block. Somebody do some math for me real quick. Help me out with that number, because that's a lot of freaking money. So a part of that, appraisal, those appraisals, and the housing market, that's how schools get their funding.
Same thing with hospitals too. Hospitals do the
same thing with the hospitals too.
It'd be 10 million.
10 million. So that's a neighborhood. That's a neighborhood. A million. What was it? 10 million?
Yes, sir. 10 million.
10 million.
$10 million.
Man.
I can't even fathom. And you think about how big Texas is. Right. Just deal with Texas. Right. You know you up on $1 billion just in Texas alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, officer, not to move from the point. I was just gonna say, when I moved here from Michigan, Michigan got ran down because General Motors had left, so the schools was ran down, and so everybody was leaving to go to the South. Primarily, people was moving to Texas. And the first thing I saw when I was in Texas, I was like, man, is that where the Dallas Cowboys play at? They said, no, that's a high school football stadium. I'm like, man, that's what them property taxes can do for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
When you go to Allen, Texas.
Oh, they stadium costs like billions.
Yeah, literally. I think it costs like a billion. I know
it's up there.
I know it was up there in the billions, 1 or 3 billion, something like that. Wow. So that's what when you got high property values and you got them good jobs and all that, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
$3 billion stadium. So what was you gonna say, Doc?
And that's even with the curriculum. You got to think about that. We even in our schools, we think we're getting a good curriculum because we got dual credit or whatever it may be, or advanced level courses. If you compare those courses in our schools to the predominantly white schools, those are their lowest courses.
Right. That's
if
true.
you compare the rigor that they get in those classes, it's no comparison to what they're getting in the white schools. And even with graduation rates, and different things like that, they lower the expectation of what students need to do to graduate in our schools. It's pretty damn hard nowadays to not graduate high school. You didn't do nothing at all. or didn't sign that paper at the end of high school to say, I want to get put on this different plan so I can get a diploma. But yeah, they brought us down so low from the education. But like I said, we still strive. We still do what we need to do because we the people of the book. We can still make moves in Esau's kingdom, but we just have to make sure that we know what's most beneficial for us as a people.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah, quick story. So, I deal with the young men or whatever, right? You might remember this. It was one young brother that was skipping class. So what I did was I went to his school, and when I went there, I went to go make sure he was at class, but he wasn't. So I was talking to the counselor at the front. She was like, well, we don't know where he is. So I sat there for like literally an hour and a half, and this whole hour and a half, nobody knew where he was. Nobody could find him. And I was like, yo, so I was asking the counselor, I don't know if you remember this or not, but I was asking her, I was like, so how do the students leave? And she was like, well, technically here in this county, if they just get out and walk out the front door, we can't stop them. All we can do is call their parents. Literally, they can't put a hand on. All they can say is come back. And if they keep walking, there's nothing they can do. They can't write them up, nothing.
Wow. So they would never have a Brother Clark in that school.
No.
Right. God.
Oh.
What was you going to say,
Not
Doc?
at all. No, I'm saying they won't. Yeah, to have somebody like Brother Clark in the school, you won't see that nowadays. You see pockets of it where people that want to make a significant change in schools, but you get hit with all the politics of it, and you like. Cause I wasn't in the classroom too long because there was so much politics of it. I'm like, man, I can't handle my salary being based on how a student performs on a test.
Wow.
That's what it comes down to.
Wow. And so your salary is based on how they perform, but then they halfway give you what you need for them to perform. They have issues at home, and all those outside influences and all those outside issues just carry over to the school. So it's a whole system, man.
Hey, officer, I give you one quick story. I had a student that we were taking one of the state exams, and he wasn't behaving well, so I had to sit him outside of the classroom. He was one of my smartest students, but he just had behavioral issues, just from, like you said, stuff at home. So they finished the exam. I'm watching him. I go out there to collect his booklet. Y'all remember back in school, you had the test booklet and the answer booklet. Well, his answer booklet was open and all the answers were filled out, but the test booklet was never open. So this sweet baby just went through and bubbled everything and never looked at the test. And you gonna base my salary on that? So no.
God, dog. So didn't even have to look at the test whatsoever.
I get what he's saying.
He looked at the.
He was just having a good time that day, so he just bubbled down the sheet.
Right. Because on the test you have like this can be your test, and then this will be your scantron is what they call it, and you'll go right here and you'll just bubble in your answer. So he didn't even open the test, but it's like all of a sudden his scantron was yeah.
Wow. You got questions?
Hey Doc. Well, yeah, of course. I got one. So Doc, what would be some of the remedies that we can do as today to try to help our kids these days, primarily the teenagers, that's ninth grade on up?
Right. We would have to get if it's a situation of us needing to get a school, then we would do that. If we have that ability, that's the best. We know that's the best outcome, that we have a school. If that's not a possibility, we have to make sure they have the most accurate information. Just because you're getting information from a lot of these schools, it is a lot of it is set up to make it sound good to you. Like a lot of these, you can go to community college for free programs. Yeah, you can go for free, but you could go either way, regardless of this program that you say they're in. Most of our kids are low income anyway. They would go to college for free, to community college for free either way, but they make us think, through this program, you can go free. No, you can go anyway for free. So what we have is our students that are top 5%, top 10%, not even thinking about the 4-year college. They're thinking about, I'm going to go to community college because it's free. Oh, come on now, man. No, you can go to UT, you can go to all these other schools and possibly go for free as well. So it's educating our students, learning breaking down the information that we're getting from the school system. because everything you get on the front end at the surface level is not all that it is.
Right. So from the standpoint of, I know a lot of there's a big push to get black men specifically in the schools. Am I right? As far as
yes, sir.
To become teachers. Why is there such a push for that? Why are they pushing so hard for that?
Because most of the education, especially teachers in the classroom, are white women. So great majority of your teachers or it's just women in general, and you don't have that. You have that young male. I mean, you have both kids, but you have that young male that doesn't have that male presence at home, and he comes to school and he, whatever he's getting away with at home, he continues to try to do that at school. So you need that male presence to be able to circumvent that, which is a struggle as well, because if mom talked about dad like a nigga, he's going to look at you being that man in that classroom, and he's going to not respect you as much as he didn't respect. I had a student tell me that. I asked him, why don't you respect me? He said, because I don't respect my daddy, and he looked just like you. Damn. I said, well, damn, that makes sense. I need to leave you alone, because that makes sense. I mean, so it's like, what do you do with that?
Hold up. Get that in Hebrews 13. That's why the scripture says this real quick. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. We don't understand. And let me say this. And I'm just talking about right now in Israel. I'm going to just deal in Israel for right now. And the reason I say that is because, of course, we understand the repentant of our people. They don't understand Hebrews 13.
Right.
But you got our people that know they Israel, know that they must keep the law. They understand Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and will still go off and do this backdoor marriage stuff, boning each other, ain't worried about, let's get married, let's make it right. You got two sides of the coin. You got one side of the coin, I'm horny, let's bone, boom, 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 and I'll get put out for a year, whatever it is, what it is. You got the other side that, well, damn, I'm still horny. I still got smoke coming off the top of my head because I'm burning, but I still want to apply the scripture, so I'm gonna get married.
Right.
On that side of the coin, you got to understand that you're making life so much damn harder for yourself, but not only for yourself. God forbid there are children in the mix that are gonna have to that may have to grow up if y'all don't stay in the spirit and stay in the law. That may have to grow up and still have to deal with piss poor education, hating your daddy, hating your mama, dysfunction in the home, dysfunction in your school. By the time you get to adolescence, 17, 18, 19 years old, now you're in the prison house, like we read in Isaiah 42, and we back at freaking square one as a nation.
Right.
Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled.
So God said that's why marriage is honorable in all. This goes back to what we read about rank, order, structure, having rulers over you. Because you have wise men ruling over you and telling you this is how you deal when it comes to marriage.
Right.
This is how you deal when it comes to proving somebody.
Right.
This is how you deal when it comes to marriage. This is how we fix the dysfunction in the homes. This is how we fix the hatred in the house.
Right.
The hatred of the children towards the fathers. But you got so many strong black women that don't want to let that don't have a clue as of yet. That won't even let you talk to their son, have a conversation with their son, because in your brainstem, we still niggas number one. Oh, well, y'all probably just like his daddy. Y'all probably ain't nothing. Yeah, we're gonna keep the commandments, but y'all probably still like his daddy. Now he good. We gonna keep it at the house. I got him. I'ma raise him. I'ma raise him right.
Right.
That's impossible. Impossible. So that's why God said marriage is honorable and all.
And the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
But if you go into the relationship with fornication, on the strength of fornication, you are setting the house up for failure. you are on a fast track to a continual hell, which captivity, aka captivity.
Right.
Ain't talking about the friggin' middle of the earth.
Right.
We talking about captivity.
Right.
That's so. Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
So going back, Doc, you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Y'all have something on that? I don't want to.
Hey, Doc, let me ask you this. If it's any way possible, we can get the Bible back in schools. And we can get them SWATs. Remember them SWATs? Remember when you used to get a paddling? If you do, I don't know.
That's
I'm
before my time, officer.
You used to get paddlings, man. You used to get SWATs when you act up. Okay, we might not be able to get that back. But what about the Bible?
It's going to be just like putting the Bible in the Christian church.
Bring it out.
That's exactly what it's going to be like.
Dang.
I mean, the way it would get taught there, it would get taught in the school system. And then you open it up for other religions, even though we know Christianity is in the school system. Because we celebrate everything. We celebrate Christmas in the school system every time something comes around. So when you open that up, you're going to open it up for other avenues as well, freely.
Okay, understood that. One more question. What about the curriculum? How can we get the curriculum more directed to African American or Latino studies more than learning the presidents and all like that? Is there any way that we can do that, or is that on the way?
Oh, man, that's through the state. It's what they specifically teach, what they call the particular core curriculum in your different states. And it's saying, hey, this is the history that we'll teach. And y'all know what it is. During Black History Month, we're going to teach about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and keep it moving. It's a set curriculum that they send out each year. I mean, they have different books that they adopt every so often, maybe 5 or 6 years that they may use. But that would mean that we would have to be writing books, and they would have to approve those books that have our history in it. And we know that ain't happening.
That ain't gonna happen. Let me, you guys on?
No.
Yeah. What he said about the curriculum being through the state, that's a heavy topic, because I remember from kindergarten to 12th grade, every Black History Month, we learned the same exact thing. Even from the time I was in 3rd grade to the time I was a senior in high school, we learned about Martin Luther King. I had a dream speech. The only difference is it might just be in another layer. You might just have to write an essay over it in high school, but literally the same thing.
Damn. So
yeah, you look at the teaching standards. That's basically what it is. Hey, you're gonna teach about these historical figures during the month of February, and it's layered for each grade level. Like you say, at the lower grade levels, you may just draw a picture of it, and then as it goes up, you write essays or you make speeches about it. But the same people are rotating through each year, so that's all you're gonna learn about, what they want you to learn about.
So let me ask you this: going back to bringing Mr. Clark's into the school system, I guess they don't really care, or maybe they don't look at those different backgrounds as far as, okay, he has military experience, he's going to come in, we want him to come in and, try to get things right at this school, or we have this brother at this, he's tough, we want to get him at this school because we want this school to get right. Are they even looking for us to get in, to get on that level as far as getting the ship ran right? Or is it just more so we just need a black face in there?
Well, it's so in a lot of, especially like the school systems I work where it's mostly us in, they do want black males at leadership positions. You're probably less likely to be in the classroom for a long time because they want you to move up to a leadership position. So they want men in those positions, but those are some tough roles. Those are some, dealing with, from your parents to the teachers to, the curriculum. So it's just building men up to be able to be in those roles it's a difficult task. Because you get the politics when you get there, and you gotta do the song and dance. I remember a principal telling me, this is when I was a teacher assistant. He said, I'll go to the administration building. They would tell me something that I have to implement at my school that I knew didn't make sense, that I knew it wasn't going to work. But I have to, from the drive downtown to my school, I got to own it, because when I speak it to the teachers and to the staff and to the students, they got to believe that I believe it. So it's playing that game as well to make sure you're doing what's required of you in that particular role. So like it goes back to, we really need to have our own schools, or we're going to continue to keep dancing around their systems to try to educate our students.
So that's what. So all signs point back to having our own schools, because even if we got into those leadership positions, like you mentioned, even getting in those positions, you still got to play by their rules. It's not like it's not Eastside High, where you can go in and start locking doors and chaining doors and expelling brothers and sisters and all that, and punching students in the face. You ain't doing that.
They used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they call me Batman.
No, you're not. I mean, you're hard pressed to see, you know, anybody that's revolutionary enough to go in to establish that culture, because it has to be a culture. It can't just come like even in, you know, Mr. Clark, he had to get the other people to buy into, you know, what he was doing. If you don't get that buy-in from those other people, it's still going to be difficult. Even within your own school, forget the, you know, the upper leadership. I mean, just in your own school. So it's many layers to it that we have to kind of peel back to understand, you know, hey, this is what we can do in the school. In the meantime, while we're trying to establish our own schools.
Wow.
So in other words, we would have to gather together, O nation not desired.
That's right.
Bring it out.
Wow. All praises. Well, all praise to the Most High. Doc, we appreciate you calling in. That was definitely some good information for us to chew the cud on. Lord have mercy. So,
Most High.
All right, brother. Most High in Christ bless.
Most High in Christ bless.
Officer, can I get a quick script real quick?
Of course.
Can we get Sirach chapter 30 and verse 3? Because what you seen when the brother was trying to implement the different things in the school, you seen like the fire chief come against him, and you even seen like different people in positions of authority trying to stop what he was doing. Mm-hmm. You see the same thing in Coach Carter with with Samuel Jackson. Remember, he put the lockdown on the school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the brothers were making good grades. Can somebody read that?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy.
So what you see is when you have black men in positions of rulership that actually care about their people, we always have opposition. Like even in the time of Nehemiah, you know what I'm saying? When you have a black man that care about actually changing the mind state of the youth, our enemy always come up against us because they understand the levels of the
That means he had a standard. Right. You need men in these schools that have a standard.
Right.
Our standard is the laws of God.
Right.
We understand, okay, we're not going to change an entire in total opposition to the children of Israel and in total opposition to God. But what we can do is apply while we're there. What we can do is apply at home.
Right.
Apply the laws to our lives wherever we go. Titus chapter 2, verse 2.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2.
I'm gonna show you that it's deeply bred in our spirits to be have a certain type of disposition and demeanor about ourselves as men.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave.
Stop. God said the children of Israel, the men of Israel, the rulers, the judges, God said, well, what?
Be sober, grave.
I just want that one word, grave. Look that up real quick, grave. I'm going to show you the demeanor and the disposition that God bred in the spirit of the children of Israel. So it says grave. Okay, so giving cause for alarm, serious, solemn in manner or appearance, somber, serious, sober, severe, stone-faced, unsmiling, dignified. That's how that's what the Lord put in our spirits.
That's right.
The Lord didn't make us to, we're the children of Israel. The Lord didn't make us like that.
The hell is this?
Am I saying we never laugh? Of course not. But we understand that there's a time and a place for everything under the sun.
Yes.
We understand that there's a time to laugh, there's a time to mourn, there's
right.
a time for peace, there's a time for war. We understand that. So go back to that.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 2. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
The Lord said he gave us leaders with these attributes.
Right.
Because anything outside of that is what you see out of these 300. And that's just 300 at one school. You multiply that by every college, every high school, every junior high school, every elementary school, hell, every daycare in Babylon the Great.
Right. Damn, you said daycare.
Daycare.
Right.
And I'm just talking about the one that my daughter was at a couple of years back.
Right.
All right. So we're going to come back to this article, Lord's will, next week, because I haven't touched some of the other points I wanted to touch in this. But make sure y'all follow us on IUIC in the classrooms. Download the app on Apple and Android, IUIC TV. Make sure you follow and subscribe on Instagram, on YouTube, Facebook, all of various social media. Y'all got anything else? With that, we say shalom.
You are listening to In the Scripts Reloaded.